Hey guys, it's Tartan coming at you with another game of Total War 3 Kingdoms. Been a while since we've said that. We're playing the 190 expanded mod pack. We're just playing on normal / hard at the moment because I've heard that it's tricky and I'm not very good. So alright, we get some early notifications. A couple of people get set up there, and we, face our first opponent, a yellow turban in the neighborhood. Classic. Alright, so real quick, we're just going to look at court. We are married, of course, to Lady Sai. And Liu Kong is our faction heir, even though we have an older son. But, alright, so we've got access to a minister position and one of these as well, so even though we're just here, but I guess with this mod pack, we get some more stuff. So we have limited food supplies. Lower satisfaction replen from how dissatisfied people are. Yes. Well, lots of stuff to worry about. Considerably more satisfaction out of the items here, right? Considerably more. Alright, well, let's just see who's in our crew here, right? Alright. It's Liu Qi and Huang Zhong, the Great Archer. Now he... Sword and wood. Yes, could anything go wrong indeed. But we're just gonna go to Dual Jian here, because the lower swinging is not that big of a deal. You want AP damage. Lower swing speed is like fine to deal with, but you just want... You want armor piercing when you get a choice, right? That's what I believe. And on him, we'll be able to give him this instinct satisfaction thing, and... Alright, good stuff. We got a couple levels here for Liu Biao. Alright, what do we got here? Gentleman of the Han. Lowers his salary for all characters 15%. That's decent. More income from tributaries, cheaper polearm recruitment. He's elusive, indecisive, and scholarly. What about our boy here? Fate's Ladder, legendary Vanguard. Alright, so he also can reduce the people's costs. Flames of the Phoenix, Final Rush, or the Beast. So a standard red line guy. I don't like this cunning trait, right? But, alright, let's get to it. For Liu Biao here, I mean, probably going downward is better. What do we miss when we do that, right? Battle running speed, and then we won't get zeal or perception on the way in, but we will get... experience for everybody. Because we're gonna want to dip into. Yeah, I think we just want to go the lower route here. 5 hit chance. There's hit chance now. Maybe it counteracts against like evasion. Okay, that's exactly what we've got going on there. There's a couple new stats in the game here. Or rather, maybe it just shows us what was already there. So we see they have a bonus of 5 versus cavalry. You know, do we have a bonus source infantry anywhere? No. Alright, good stuff. Time for a battle. We're just gonna take... Like, is it worth getting Nature's? I mean, yeah. Yeah, probably. Alright. So there's a lot of new factions, a lot of new stuff going on, a lot of new people to meet. Does somebody want to make a trade agreement? Oh, we can't even do it. We don't have it. Oh, this guy's already our vassal. Okay, so we start with Saimao, Huangzu, and Liu Pan on our side. That'll mean that Sun Jian will attack Liu Pan down here, right? And then we'll have the canonical battle between Huangzu, which will slay Sun Jian, probably. But first, we must win this battle. And he's a Yellow Turban Rebellion, but he's got like regular troops-ish. And Jiaobo, you are not going to be able to do anything against me. So I was thinking about playing a Cathay campaign in Total Warhammer, and then I figured, you know what? We can just do this instead. Because he's like a squishy yellow, right? He's got like no armor. You can't really use him like a punchy yellow guy. And he's not really a duelist sentinel, not truly. But this guy, you know, we'll see. Oh, you want to go? Of course I accept. He might have tricked me. He might have tricked me. But I just figure that I can beat anybody, right? Yeah, this guy's just a guy. I think he's just brave. Yeah, I think he's just brave. I think we'll be fine. And we're just trying to get around the back here. Arches on the warriors, a little bit of Axon, a little bit of Axon. And we know the big guy's gonna be just fine, right? Swing in there, no forest penalties. All the way into the cookie jar. Is he really not winning this? Oh, and they lost their attack orders when they went into the trees. Very clever. Yeah, because I mean, he's just got like some stats, but I guess they're just going to fight for a long time. I just expect that my man, the Sentinel, with his big evasion stats, will pull it down. But he's been taking a couple of bad hits so far, and it looks like he might lose it. However, these fools are in full rout. We've won every engagement, as expected. Which just goes to show how much we shouldn't have taken this fight. Flames of the Phoenix for a nice AoE smash to break in there and there. I will say, I am just surprised that this fight's gone on so long. Because this dude is doing super well. And just stat line wise, it seems like, you know, I swing a little bit more. I've got better evasion, he's got good armor though, and I guess that's what it all comes down to. Because he's got like 50 armor. We don't have a way to reduce it, so we're just going to continue shattering the foe here and then hoping that our dude wins. This is very silly. We should not have taken this duel. And the old man retreats. Shameful behavior, really. You know, we could have let him just, like, fall, but then we would have to restart the campaign, probably. Maybe we should have done. I mean, he stood against the enemy champion while the whole army routed around him. And it's a wise old warrior to turn around when the battle is won. Even when the duel may not be. Huge replenishment here. And we need to destroy the Yellow Turban Menace. Yeah, we got tuned up pretty bad there, but hey, what are you gonna do, right? Now, of course, we know that there's no boring sieges in Three Kingdoms. The towers make them all pretty engaging. Have I just crashed? Surely not already. Aw, man! I have the worst luck with this game. It's just so unstable. And I know I've got mods installed now, but it was unstable long before I had mods in it. And, you know, like I play other, more graphically intensive Total Wars. But hopefully it'll be fine. I did save before the battle due to long habit in this game of it betraying me. Alright, so here, classic little problem, you know, how do you get in, how do you How do you deal with the sadness that towers bring you? I don't know exactly where they are, but there aren't so many of them that they can deal with. Like a mini pronged attack, right? There's only like 6 of the units. Just an entry level thing. I don't know where they are. We can't see because of the fog. We know the towers don't have to be manned, of course. And it looks like they are hanging out in the back. That is just fine for them and just fine for me. We're gonna take this tower here. Yeah, I guess they're opting to control the interior. That's good. I love to see that. The interior doesn't have towers to fight under. Of course, they're also like on the... We're playing on hard battle AI and on normal because I'm a coward. No, it's because I'm not very good, and I want to be able to play the campaign long enough to see what happens. But now we've got our ranged block chance on, allowing us to get into position. And we're just gonna charge in this way. And this way, we're gonna be able to just hold here, right? Right. And now that they're going, we'll come in around this side. Don't want Liu Biao to get surrounded. Do want Liu Qi to act like a big ol' hero, crushing the rebellion. Hiya! Oh yeah, gets it done. My boy, Liu Qi. The world never should have treated you the way it did. Nah, I mean, he just got, like, you know, his birthright taken away from him. Not everybody gets one. It's not like it's a legendarily bad life. But these peasant warriors are running, some warriors indeed, and the halberd cavalry coming down the hill. Man, oh man. This game's awesome. And with the mighty stab, these peasants and their, I don't really have banners, they're just some flags. The Yellow Turban Rebellion. How they fail. And Liu Qi's just like having a tear, having a party, getting it done. Archer Militia, of course, don't do anything, but it's about sending a message. I actually think these guys have been balanced to be slightly better, but I don't remember. Maybe they're the same. Maybe it's just that I'm not noticing the bad morale because nothing with good morale's around. Anyway, we claimed the victory. Glorious. $193 kills for our bouncing baby boy Liu Qi.
敌无良谋，须臾可破。对此加以利用吧。
Governance increases. Alright, so the lands that you so wisely govern Liu Biao are primed to develop. And we need to build or upgrade a building. Got it. Alright, right now we're at negative food. If you all know me, you know that I hate negative food. This lodging building is the special one. It gives us commerce. We are making a ton of money. Okay, so our vassals, we can't be counting on that money for very long, right? But we are currently making a ton of money. We could just build. Hey, Neo. Doesn't look like Warhammer. Well, it isn't, actually. You know, I said to myself, do you want to play some Cathay? And I was like, well, at that point, let's do the next best thing. And the best thing. But yes, here we are with Liu Biao. What do we want to build? I don't know. I guess we could just do... Works. Like, I never know. You know, let's just build a lodging. Let's just build a unique building and not worry about it. It'll be fine. Alright, what we need to do now is get our army set up, right? Right. How to do that? Ooh, Archers of Jing, our unique unit. What do they do? Whatever they do, it is be better than Archer Militia, certainly. Alright, do we have a strategist? Songjong, teacher of the ways. He is wise, scholarly, and gracious. Deluge, river, surge, so a standard guy. And we have Kuai Liang, the seeker of compromise. Legendary strategist. He's got regular abilities. Wise, loyal, and patient. Well, I'll be. Man, there's a lot of court nobles here. Alright. And Chimukai. Another regular guy, but you know, handsome and special looking. They did a good job making even people with regular skill trees look good, you know, making us care. Sai Huijin, ditzy and absent-minded. Oh. You know, I'm not gonna lie and tell you that I know exactly who she is, but maybe this is the one who marries Liu Kong. And if it is, then I do know exactly who it is, actually. Hey, I do know exactly who it is. So this is the niece of Liu Biao's wife, his second wife, his first wife, passed earlier than this point in the story. And she is called, his wife, Lady Sai, of course. She's from, like, the Sai clan, right? So that's the convention with the naming. And the reason Liu Kong is the heir, even though he is the younger son, is because Liu Biao is married into the Sai clan, and then the niece of the Sai clan is this Sai Huijin here, who I did not know her name. It probably is. Alright, after I say it, so there would be no reason for me to know her name. It's probably not her real name. I say that because it's incredibly rare in the sources for us to be given the given names of any woman at all. That is the reality of the Chinese sources for this time period. Alright, so here... Infantry at Jing are, like, real good. They're our special unit. Alright, we just need to figure out what we're doing with this army. Do we spin off the legendary guy who I like a lot because we want to get a strategist in here? And Kuai Yue is duplicitous mastermind. Now he's brilliant. Which is down to a 10% ammo thing now. Brilliant, cunning, but loyal, so at least there's that. Yeah, so as much as I really do like this guy, we can just recall him right now, right? And we're like so broke, but that's okay. And we wanted to get this guy because he's duplicitous, but he's got that brilliant trait, though. And then here... Alright, he would have to get to level 3 before he gets those better units for him. That is just fine. We can keep him right there for a bit. This is probably not, like, overall good, because really dropping... You really want, like, a green character in there, but, you know, we're just gonna wing it for a second, see what goes on. Get one of our strategists involved. We're at negative food, which is terrible. Can we... And there are a lot more assignments than I remember. And none of them give us food. Yeah, it looks like none of these give us food. That's okay. What are you gonna do, right? We're basically not making any money from taxation, so if we can do... Yeah, we'll just do this one. It'll lower our industry, but it'll give us better replenishment, and that's just fine, right? Because why worry about it? And we'll just go ahead and get him supervising construction, I guess. Do we have public order problems? Because if not, we can take this rehabbing the criminals. That'll be fine. We've got all these available things, and can I just say how proud of myself I am for actually doing a bunch of assignments. Normally, this is the sort of thing that I neglect. Alright, we have no more money, not even enough for one horse. That is alright. We will make a bunch. Something bad's gonna happen over the end turn, I imagine. Oh yes, we have court positions. What shall we do? Alright, so we need... Troll morale for militia units on retinue. Well, this guy actually seemed... That's pretty good, but, you know, we don't want to put him up in charge of anything. That won't help. One of these guys is going to have a good trait. Seductive Matriarch of the Sai. Faction-wide construction time. That's Prime Minister or Faction Leader, but this... Oh, no, yeah, this is a different position, so we don't have to worry too much about the unique traits here. Just who's upset. Well, we should give Liu Qi a good job. Nobody wants him to be in charge there. They hate the idea of him being here. Like, I've got to find... more corruption, that's pretty bad, but... duplicitous mastermind, but... it will decrease ambition to gain administrator independence and increase it. Yeah, we don't want to put this guy here. This is going to make everybody unhappy. This guy, though, is going to make everybody more happy. Yeah. Seeker of Compromise. There we go. It'll just... I don't actually feel like that's a good choice. I need to make a choice soon, though. We'll just make the kid here. It'll make everybody upset, but, you know, we gotta... It's okay if everybody's upset with us, right? We're gonna make her a student so that she can become less ditzy and absent-minded. And this uncompromising prefect is going to be made the administrator of Xiangyang. Here in the provinces of Jing, where all is well, and there's nothing to worry about. Alright, turn one. Of course, we're running out of food, and that's not ideal. But hey, what are you gonna do? I am so not prepared for what's gonna happen, but we are on normal, right? So I have played this game before, just not with this mod pack at all. But functionally, right? I know how to play Total War. What's the worst that could happen? But I confess what you all know, which is that I was just gonna play Liu Bei again, but I felt like I just did it, right? Because the Great Liu Bei migration campaign was the second to last Three Kingdoms campaign, even though it was many months ago that we played this, right? I looked at the playlist timing. I'm like, man, it's been a while since we picked up 3K. But with its intrigue and political corruption and a world devolving into brushfire conflicts that threaten to go ever worse, Three Kingdoms has never been less relevant, you know. That's just like not the way the world is at all, and that's why I really enjoy it as a setting, you know. It's like, man, look how bad things are and everything is perfect now. Of course, back then they did have very fine mustaches, and that's what I admire most. I think we all knew that. Alright, so what do we do now? Now we go over here to try to deal with Gongdu. Because he's a turban and otherwise, yeah, problems. But to do that, we have to trespass on Yuan Shu, who... Yuan Shu is like the worst. Look, everybody hates him. He may have even done something wrong along the way, but everybody hates him. And Archer Militia are like worse than they look. They're somehow worse than they look, unless it made them better, which it may have done. But in general, I don't believe in buying more of them. Tech tree's so pretty. Are the techs changed? It's certainly, on first look, it definitely looks like they are. Yes. Now, I couldn't tell you what they all used to be. I can just tell you that all of these are better. Is the replan out of the red line now? Oh, my stars. Alright, yeah, so... when we get around to actually doing this... Okay, yeah, they made all the tech better. This mod's the best. So there used to be a lot of technology in this tree that was just garbage. And now, it's, you know, at least somewhat competitive. Anyway. Oh yeah, they don't like that she's a student right now, but... And she doesn't like her relative, and she doesn't like that guy. You know, they're all gonna have to get over it. I'm just waiting for Liu Min to grow up. She's the gentle dreamer. We're gonna put her in charge of everything, right? You guys know me. I'm a sucker for the daughter growing up and inheriting everything. You know, we don't get enough of those stories. But if we're lucky, we'll be able to marry Lu Ji into the family. That's the dream, of course. You all know me. That's the only thing I really want out of life. Alright, so right now our governance is low, so that, you know, it's going down, it's going up over time. And once we get out of the very first one, we'll be okay. Because I guess until we get those points up, we can't even, like, move out and get more land. Because I want... I want like the daughter-in-law, the Siamese, to we need to get her in a party with our son who she hates, and then they can become best pals and grow to hate everybody that's trying to, you know, like aggrandize her family at the expense of the rightful rulers there. Jufu is deleted. The economy grows. It will brick by brick. Yes, yes, yes. The thing is like, even if you sort of like need to brawl with the dude, the thing is we can't actually probably beat Yuan Shu right now. I mean, maybe we could.
每一步都颇具智慧，无有要事与谋士商议。
Because as soon as we get to level 2, we can get these archers of Jing who are very reputable, right? Totally decent range, and like, I mean, 250 is a very solid range, decent damage, well enough armored. Pretty excited about them. But he's got to get to level 2, and he's not level 2 yet. Brilliant.
"挽弓欲射，则屏息凝神。"
Yeah, so we've got... You have the pins here that let you know where the important people to your campaign are. And while I would love to take Yuan Shu out, like, right now, I don't know how easy that would be to do. But if he, like, moves against Gongdu here, then that would be the ideal for me, and then we'll just try to bushwhack him. But the thing is that... You want a autonomy demand? I mean, yeah, sure, man. We're not trying to...
如此一来，你我便达成一致。
Autonomy is what your vassals demand, so, like, if you have a vassal in this game, you can just, like, yoink them into your lands and force confederate them, essentially. You could do that even if you guarantee autonomy, but it sort of, like, tanks your reliability for, like, 40 years. We can get population growth here. It'll make us have more peasantry income, which doesn't matter. I think we just take this for the pop growth. I don't really want a treaty with Dongzhuo. Yeah, it's like we can just get one with the Han Empire.
来开诚布公吧。 那就如此。
All right. Good stuff.
吾等耐性有限。
Because, alright, so right now, if we get a non-aggression pact and such, we can move here, but like, what do we get here? An iron mine, I mean, that's fine. But any friendship with Yuan Shu would be a friendship with them, and we kind of want to brawl. I just can't do it yet. I made a mistake. I don't know how to get out of it here. With our early army, do we just get like these crummy archers? Like, man, this guy not having access to being level 2. Ay. Terrible stuff. We give the foraging reform. That gives us +4 food. You know, that's just, it's worth it to get us out of the negatives right now.
至柔如水，以应万变。
I'm like, do I try this? I don't think I do. I don't love what we're doing in this campaign. And,
朋友，欢迎。
anyway, I feel like we've already failed. I don't know what to do. I feel like we already failed. We can just stay here, I guess? But it... So I have, like... I have a very, like, Warhammer-centered brain when it comes to Total War, which is if I'm not moving forward and attacking someone, I feel like I have lost. But that is not the way the game actually is. You know? You could have other objectives. This game actually has quite deep diplomacy and stuff. I'm not doing any of it because I'm so stupid and I don't know what to do. But, you know, there are choices. But I guess we could just, like, stay here and, like, wait. Archer Militia are so terrible. I hate the idea of even getting them. Repeater crossbows are also... Everything we can recruit here is bad, except the cavalry, which is too expensive. But we can get rid of these, at least. Cataphracts already? Man. This game definitely gives you access to way more cool stuff. Love it. Yeah, you know, this dude being level 1 is really cramping us pretty. If he was just level 2, then we would have an army that was, like, functional and we could make work. Because ideally, Gongdu will move up here and attack Nanyang, and then I can take it from him. That's what I want to happen.
若不许我自理，便已，真是鼓舞人心。
But instead what happens is Yuan Shu comes in and crushes him. And so we're going to take this opportunity to move against him. Wait, no, they're all in a coalition now. What? Hongzhou comes to illness. Yuan Shu and Yuan Shao are at odds. I'm like, do we need to wait? I mean, yeah, because he's got this over. I mean, man. I guess we can just play really passively and wait around to lose. It sounds stupid when I say it. But you don't have to lose this game because you sit still. I played a Kongrong campaign where I sat still for like ever and still won. Really, we're level 1 and that's why I'm mad. I'm just mad because our strategist is level 1 and we can't get siege weapons. And I don't have any idea on how to get... Because look, what's happening is supposed to happen. Okay, so... As much as I'm complaining about not moving and being static, like, it's about to be 192, and we're about to fight Sun Jian. This is exactly what's supposed to occur. I'm mad because I'm playing like a chump, and I feel like our enemies are gonna get benefits from that. Like, do we declare war on him right here?
立马出击！怒吼吧！
Because if we get in here, right, he's a couple of turns away, he's locked out of his industrial base, and he's only got one land besides us, and this will make him, you know, feel afraid. It's not easy for him to get inside of where we are from here. This old map, right? Well, maybe we can get old boy a level here, right? Oh, like they're all inside. That's all right then. Alright, we got that one. Because really the whole goal here is to not get unhorsed. Those are Sabre militia. Alright. Clean. And then now... Oh yeah, these are like all sword militia, aren't they? Get wrecked. Liu Biao just having like a party, right? Just really, really having a great time here. Don't love how long we're engaging there. We are so far away from all of our help. This is pretty reckless. But it's not so bad. They don't have spears, right? And that's the real worry in these dumb engagements, is do they have spears? Right now, these Saber Militia are going to get a rear charge. It's going to make them feel pretty bad. We're going to make everybody unbreakable just so they don't feel afraid. And then here, when we get into the back, be okay. Taking a little bit more losses than we would want, but we've got okay replen. For the now. Flames of the Phoenix here in the center of this blob is going to do big work. Or at least some work. But now we've got our excellent archers. You know, some of them. We should have gotten more of them earlier. And just... We should have not worried about getting a strategist into the army. But it's probably going to be okay, right? Because if we just win this fight... Yuan Shu doesn't have another army spun up yet, I don't think. And this is a good space to go in and push against him, potentially. Morning, Ellie. How are you? Good news, we're here in China. We're all as well. I mean, not really. I've been complaining about how the campaign is a shambles. It's like turn 4 and nothing bad's happened. But this is Total War 3 Kingdoms. If you're not familiar, it is the game about the 3 kingdoms. Takes place around 200 Common Era in China. It is a very, very, like, beloved time period in Chinese culture, the source of many cultural items, you know, opera, poetry, etc. The famous figures of this time period, you know, are names that would be familiar to people that live in the areas to this day. We gain momentum. And it says that I need to consider my place in the future. Yeah, sure, buddy. And he's still not level 2. Jeez. You know, he is so far from being level 2. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we made a big mistake. We made a huge mistake. None of these guys are... Yeah, we made a huge mistake. Ay, ay, ay. You know, we might get away with it. We're playing on normal, right? It's normal / hard. We're not playing on very hard, very hard. We might get away with it. But I don't know. We might not. But if we can go up here and pop Nanyang, like, next turn. Because he's not willing to sue for PC. That's right, because he just got this big confederation. But, you know, if we moved against him now, maybe the other block of people will choose to move against him soon, right? I don't want to recruit Archer Militia. I have to. God. Archer Militia are the worst. I should have just done it turns ago. I mean, are they better than nothing? They might not be better than literally nothing. But they could be. I think we lose this fight, but if we do, then we lose the campaign, and what are you going to do about it, right? So we don't have, like, anything good, and they do. So Yuan Shu wants me to, you know, declare war on Sun Jian because he's got the seal, and you know that's what the story is.
你要怎样？我军必齐心协力，抗击到底。
And we call our vassals to arms against these fools as well.
好的，请讲。必欲取胜，非为奇策良谋，亦需精兵猛将。
Alright, so is this our best chance to deal with them? Because alternately, we go up here. And we've just got, like, Lady Feng, who we know is a soft commander. Zhang Guan, who's preacher, so probably not that soft of a commander, but a little bit. That's like Lady Yuan's thing. Because if we push up again, because he can go against Yuan Shu here or here, you know, it's all happening. If we go up here, we can knock him out of that, and if he takes this back, we just take it right back. We don't... Because he can't get here in time. We can spin up another army, right? Yeah, we can totally afford it. Probably should have done this earlier. What are you going to do? Under the old man himself, and then we can get... decent armor.
廉洁奉公，忍受苦难。
Like, why? Because some people are in here now. I'm like, we gotta check here all the time to see if anybody good is around. Now, you probably can't trust this guy, right? No, he just got... Yeah, he just got his faction eliminated, so we totally can trust this guy. And, you know, because, you know, they got rolled up into... Got rolled up into Yuan Shu, would have the bitterness there. Alright, so what we need to do now is... Realize we still don't get Ballista yet, but that is okay, because we can get Archers of Jing. Oh, you can't get rid of that one yet, because it's the last one in the group. You know, this is a bad army too, isn't it? It is. It'll be okay. We needed, like... We should have just...
参见大人。
Yeah, because if we just get infantry at Jing here, like, that's fine. And then, what, we want to force red militia on a green guy? I mean, it's okay. Not least because we have to have an army. My general is unhappy. Whom? Oh, this guy. Have you considered this fine stone pig, sir? Glad we had this talk. Wouldn't want you to be unhappy. Refined representative. 5 diplomatic relations with all factions, as long as we're the one in charge. Well, why don't we just? We want to give him. We want to give this guy a job, Liu Qi, because, you know, we want him to know how pleased we are with him. Yes, we will give him this, which will make the morale of the army higher. The general of the right.
主公召我。
And he can wait. Alright, well. With this army here, that's, you know, something that will be able to defend the home front. And here, I think the move is just to go against
开战！
Yuan Shu's force here.
开战！
Now, of course, they've got more troops than us. But, you know, we have a bunch of really bad archers, so I bet that'll... The game, however, is not as stable as I would like. Yes, you, well, you say one of my favorites. Yes, indeed, and this time period specifically, from childhood actually. So there was an NES game called Destiny of an Emperor that followed Liu Biao and his companions and their exploits through China. Because of the propagandistic value of this game, I grew up my whole life thinking Liu Biao like really had a good claim to being the emperor, and it was only much later, like in college, where I was like, huh. Maybe it wasn't as legit as I thought. But anyway, that crashes over, and hopefully we'll just keep on rolling.
巧变而胜。以野火燎原之势扫清敌人。我等不知敌军底细，还是小心为上。
Alright, so we have non-walled, lots of towers, gotta get to the center, right? So how best to do it? We've got double towers there and there. Alright, so big tower. We got 2 big towers here and here, and then it's the small towers, and that's on like the entrance to the defensible area, right? So I think we'll just lose the game. No, not really. It's not the plan. This guy isn't really going to be very helpful. So these cav are going to be like here, mainly just to threaten to take those places. then these are the only archers that are worth anything. We don't have fire arrows yet. It's, you know, it's gonna be a little hairy of a time. Let's see how we can do it, right? Alright, good news. They fell for the bait. We're gonna go around this side. They don't have any spears here. Can we just bum rush the show? Yes. Now you might think, isn't this unwise? Don't know, don't care, doesn't matter. The only thing to do is jump over the moon. That's what the people want to see. They want to see a brave charge against the coward Yuan Shu. Why is he a coward? Oh, he does like assassination plots and stuff on people all the time. He's very unpopular. All our homies hate Yuan Shu, that's what you gotta know. But the thing is that they are a bunch of weaklings, and we are very brave, and our strategist gets Flames of the Phoenix back on. So, boom, baby! These towers have already fallen, and these horsemen can come in. You know, never underestimate the power of concentrated horses. That's what I always say. And you might think, do you have occasion to say it that often? Well, yes, actually. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Because here we've got like some pretty shielded boys, and they're going to do great here. We're going to just, yeah, melt these guys with underweight of fire. Now, are archer militia good? No. But are they cheap? Yes. And our infantry should be just fine there to deal with these problems. Liu Qi, like a champ, goes here and here. And then we just need to get our cav inside, right? Right. These guys have abandoned the attack order. But we're all good. They didn't, you know, really what we're seeing here is inadequate numbers of spears, right? Because it doesn't matter what kind of a hero you think you are, if you have an inadequate number of spears, there's little and less that you're going to be getting done. And we're going to put both of the G archers into counter-archer fire here on their archers, figuring that weight of fire will have a power all its own, and it does. Alright, alright. Things are not, like, good over here, but... Oh my goodness, what? Oh no. Oh boy. Alright, so they took the tower back, and now we're really in trouble. We moved in too far. That's too greedily and too deep, alright. Alright, and the strategist is gonna die too. Great! Very careless. Oh yeah, we ran into some cavalry. Unsupported. Awesome. Good. And, you know, we let them get the towers back, which are way too strong to let them get. You know, like, you shouldn't be letting them do that. We're gonna get off the horse real quick. Getting off of the horse is a very important thing to do to pop the enemy, but I think we're gonna lose and get a campaign game over here. Or maybe just lose and not get a campaign game over. It is actually hard to say, but things are sure not going well. We engaged very poorly indeed. We'll probably just reload the battle and try it again. I think I can win this. I just played super bad. But wow, look at that! Oh my god. So my units decide to charge inside because the person I told them to shoot at went inside, you know. Classic, I thought guard mode was on behavior. But we're gonna lose. Alright. Let's try that again.
吾等需巧
Too
施良
really
计
too deep is
巧
Lord of the
辩而
Rings.
胜
Yes, the drawers. Indeed. Indeed.
以野火燎
You say
原
the
之
triangle
势
strategy to
扫
itself?
清
Good,
敌人
good. Yes, alright. So what we learned here is that attacking in 2 big blocks is very dumb, actually. However, we can distract their deployment, you know, by setting the weak cavalry around the map. In places we don't want to be. And then we'll all go right here, because I think this is the way to get in, right? I feel like that'll be... Because if we just don't let ourselves get split up, we can grind and be fine. You know, that we just let our guys get surrounded. I thought things were going better and we were about to burst in, but that's not what happened. Oh, they bit on this weird, didn't they? Okay. Yeah, because we're just going to run up here. They really deployed weird because of this cav here, right? They got nervous. They didn't know where our army was going to come from. So, of course, we run up right here and freely take this. And that means we're going to get inside right here and have a much better time in this battle than before. Yeah, this is about 1,000,000 times better, right? And we're just gonna hit our stone bulwark. Because here, like, a lot of their forces are still, like, worrying about stuff that's never gonna matter. And we've got a much better arc over... over onto their archers. Very nice. Probably going to get unhorsed here if we're not careful. We don't need to be trying to push into the front of spears. That's it's bad practice. But here, we're doing just fine. And with the weight of fire onto the crossbows, brutal stuff. She gives them the charge resistance and 100% melee evasion buff. That's pretty annoying. That just means it's time to hold still for a little bit. But we're gonna be fine here. This is what you want. A single front battle. 3 more seconds on the ability, and here we dismount. You want to dismount when you're trying to pop a character because you have much better animations on foot. You can win a fight that you are not supposed to win just by dismounting if they're still on their horse. It's just a lot easier for your people to get their damage in. And it stops you from getting unhorsed if you're fighting in a sort of little sketchy sort of setup, right? Where there's a bunch of spears around. The last thing you want is to get unhorsed. If you get off your horse, they can't just... your horse isn't going to run off, you'll be fine. You know, but here... we swarm over them, and our cavalry on the outskirts suitably scare them from engaging properly, and that's just going to be pretty nice for us all around, right? And she gets popped. And this is exactly the performance we needed the first time around. And Zhongyang, Lady Feng, rather, has her... her support the people ability pretty annoying. We're just gonna try to get onto her there. You know, you gotta keep on with what you got. Because the thing is, these archers are often shooting at our militia, but our archers are ranged well enough to be able to get at them. But as they shatter here, and now it's time to get back on our horses. Of courses, of courses. But this is like classic Total War play, right? When you can't beat them in a fair fight, you beat them in an unfair fight instead. That's what I recommend. Not that it's unfair to burst into the city and fight in a hallway. In fact, I think it's the most fair way to fight. He lied. I mean, they had cataphracts. What's a man to do? But our incredibly garbage archer militia still do something, you know. A little-ish. And these guys aren't braced, so I was like, wait, are they not sitting still? You fools! You can't run right into spears with a horseman, right? But you can. You can catch them running away occasionally, like right now. Ah, there we go. Now they're going to try to run, and we're just going to bash. Never underestimate the power of one red general, whatever there's not spears around, to make all of these fools run away. And I mean all of them. Oh, I mean all of them. We're gonna come in here, and Liu Biao's gonna be like, man, maybe we shouldn't disinherit the boy. He is, after all, incredibly brave, incredibly strong. If only he had a real weapon. Nah, to be fair, he's already disinherited the boy. And to be more fair, the boy is like 20. He's not that young. We've got other children yet to grow up, but Liu Kong. Look, y'all know me. I got a bias against people that surrender. But here they have a very large number of archers here on the interior, and we're just gonna bust all of them up, right? They've got one unit of spears, fine. They've got a little bit of cav that's left. We're just gonna bring these guys around. So all we have to do is get around these one unit of spears, right? And two units of spears and cav. You know, we do have to be careful with Liu Kong. Liu Qi. Liu Kong is not here. Liu Kong is busy marrying into power. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But we're going to get into the block and hit a sweet Flames of the Phoenix on them, hopefully inducing them all to flee. That's not what happens, but it's okay. Because our cavalry, you know, kept out until the opportune moment, is doing fine. Are we getting shot here? Yeah, get out of there. If he gets unhorsed at this point, it won't be the end of the world. It won't be terribly awesome, but it won't be super surprising either. And their cav is finally coming in. Much too little, much too late. Mostly light cav, I think. And, you know, we're just going to continue wreaking our havoc on the blob here. And of course, this is not even like the premier fight we have to win, but it is his capital, and he did not want to lose this place. And since we were going to have to find him eventually, and really waiting for this exact moment, maybe we could have done it one turn earlier. We definitely could have done it one turn earlier. And, you know, we could have... Blah, blah, blah. There's stuff we could have done better than this, but... Fundamentally, this is awesome, and we are doing great. As long as I stop getting hit. Jeez Louise. I mean, he might die. Like, actually die. I don't think he's important enough to not die if he gets hit really hard. There we go. There's our unblockable. And we just need to ping pong on the archers and the crossbows here with our boy. Get the damage in, because you don't want to just let him shoot you, even if you got shields or whatever, which some of us probably have. Oh, spear guards. I'm like, why are these not running? They are not militia. They are spear guards. The first good unit in the game. And one we actually don't have an answer for at all. Beyond a sick rear charge. That may or may not work. Yeah, they really want to keep fighting, don't they? I mean, hey, these Archer Militia got 40 kills. I mean, that's honestly better than I've ever seen an Archer Militia do. They must have buffed them. But there we go. Like, they've got to be running now, right? There's nothing left for them, right? Right. It just goes to show what 2 good archers, 6 bad archers, and some brave boys can get done. Alright. Well, you know, there's that. And campaign's still going. Our boy Liu Qi, 588 kills. You know who's putting the game on his back. Lady Feng, I will release you in hopes that you will one day join us.
看压他们只能消耗我军辎重，正用得上此城。
And he's still not level 2. Oh my god. Oh man. That is rough. I think leveling just takes a lot longer in this than I'm used to, and I just thought, yeah, get him at level 1, he'll be useful eventually. He will not. I think this guy will not be useful for like 10 years. Mighty knockback for the whole retinue? Sick! Alright. Suddenly, he got even better. You know, he got to level 3 because he got 588 kills. This dude, how's he going to get 588 kills? Anyway. Could just keep an eye for here for when somebody good shows up. Alright.
心如止水，气聚神凝。
Because if he moves against Nanyang here, right, then next turn we can bring Huangzhong and Liu Biao up to destroy him. And if he doesn't, what's he do? run home, tail between his legs, try to get back here. Nah, man. Huangzu's right here. Like, he's gonna get it done. Hopefully. Hopefully he's gonna get it done.
聚气凝神。
That this army's coming in because he can't get there. I think this is actually like a solid thing because this army, after just one turn of this, you know, will probably be almost enough to sort of stand up. No, because that's right. It's not right because he's got his actual infantry that are pretty good. We'll definitely need both of the armies to deal with them. Oh, and he's got War Trident. Yeah, Jiling with War Trident. Yeah, you know, we're definitely gonna need all the stuff we can get to beat them. So, you know, maybe it's working out though. Okay, so we can... Hopefully we'll be able to survive this. You know, getting the second army up and running, pretty important to do as you can. I tend to, you know, not want to do it in a Total War game, but you gotta do it here. Alright, is there anything that being in this fight is going to be able to do for us? Yeah, because the towers will do something. Lots of variables that affect these campaigns, like how each run has different spoons. Not that much. So your variability... you have your behavior, so all the factions are, of course, based on or almost all the factions. Some of them are like invented people to be interesting because we don't really know who was living there at the time or whatever, but most of this is very well documented. So like we know that Yuan Shu is like a jerk and that he doesn't get along with anybody and that he has all these problems with women and with his brother and like. So everybody that doesn't like him, that's like baked in, right? And there will be these events where so-and-so gets assassinated. Maybe if you're playing that guy, that doesn't happen, so the whole world goes a little different. And you can definitely affect a lot of changes, but if you sit still and don't do anything and you're in a corner, you'll basically see a lot of the same stuff happening, but not entirely, because a battle here and a battle here going the other way has very big effects, you know, like maybe the jungle tribes, the Nanmen, are gonna unify more quickly or something than otherwise, and that'll get you. So what we want to do is because really the towers will get something done, not a lot. But it's better to do this, right, than to just auto-resolve it. Your towers will not get, you know, the benefits. We're just trying to keep some of them in the range of the towers a little longer, because, like, we'll get some kills here out of the towers. And it might be slightly more. It might be slightly more than they can make up in losses, right? And that is worth doing the little fast forward for. And I think actually, you know, we chipped away at him a little bit. And this is very important because the fight against him here is going to be tricky. He's a punchy boy. And now we're going to have to fight them inside of this same area that we know is a little bit of a tough nut to crack. But our vassal is coming in to take Runan.
若不许我自理，
Liu Pan didn't man's autonomy. Obviously, we'll do that. Ooh. But no, he's going to give us the redoubtable male. Nice. So, of course, basically, all your vassals always want guarantees of autonomy, which makes enough sense, right? Even if you agree to work for somebody, if you're like some minor nobility, you do want assurances that he's not just going to snap you up, you know, disinherit your family and take all your junk. Diao Chan has been sent to the capital. But yeah, the biggest variables are just player controlled, you know. Almost everything will have a dilemma based on a historical one. You know, do you do what history guides, or do you do your own thing? Because this can be a dramatic difference, too. Like, here, history guides us to fight Sun Jian, who's fled south with the Imperial Seal, allegedly. And if you do that, you know, you get better relations with certain people. And if you don't do it, then he likes you better. So if you... And the computer will do it, too, you know. So sometimes Diao Chan shows up here. Diao Chan is an invention, but it's okay. And Dong Zhuo is like...
能跟我说上话。
He's called Cruel Tyrant. Dong Zhuo is the bad guy that sets the stage for this moment in Chinese history. At the very beginning, in 190, Dong Zhuo burns down the capital at Luoyang, kidnaps the emperor, runs up the road here, and then goes to Chang'an, the former imperial capital. Or there are two capitals. This was like the worst one, you know. Luoyang was like the cool one, I believe. And Chang'an was like the more hinterlands styled one, and goes here, starts you know, putting on airs. He's controlling the emperor and he's telling everybody what to do. Dong Zhuo is like a bad guy, like a real bad guy. Everybody hates him. And this is like the last gasp of the Han Empire that had been around for quite some time, many hundreds of years. The Liu family is, that clan is all descended from the Han, loosely or otherwise. So my favorite guy in the time period is called Guan Yu. He works, he's a sworn brother to Liu Bei, and Liu Bei and Liu Biao are related, like, distantly, to some dude. And as the story normally goes in history, Liu Bei loses some fights over here and then has to flee, and Liu Biao gives him shelter and stuff. Alright, it is time to... Oh no, we can't quite make it there. What? How? Because it's winter? Like, we made it here, but we can't make it out? What? Oh, well, we can march there, and that's good enough. So we'll move in here in the dead of winter. And our guys, we're at, like, a little over half strength in this army. And so their garrison is very weak because they just took it over. And we do see a fair amount of damage done from that auto-resolve earlier that's still going on. So we can starve them out. And what you can do is, like, you know, go outside of it. And then, you know, they'll take attrition from you being out there. And then if they want to break out, then you won't be fighting by the walls. And then in 6 turns, you know, they'll just lose. However, we kind of need to deal with this Because if we deal with this right now, right, then we move towards the south, and instead of having the beginning I was complaining about, which was very bad, we have a very good beginning, actually. But all of that is just dependent on our ability to crack Yuan Shu here, which, again, should theoretically be doable. We've got a solid number of real archers. The autoresolve would probably just give it to us. We're going to do the battle. But we are going... Do we have historically accurate banners for these people? I think so, yes. So the characters on these would be, like, the characters of their house. I'm pretty sure at least most of the banners, like, many of the banners are correct. There are... The records of the Han are so extensive, the written records, compared to what you would expect for 200 anywhere else on the planet. It is crazy how much is recorded from this general time period. Like, you have so much about the inner workings of, like, people's administration of, like, whatever, like, they were governor of, you know, like, lots and lots of stuff. Whereas what you would think of is, like the Plutarchian outlook on what I would call, you know, Greek and Roman stories, you know, where the dominant threads that we have is from a guy writing much further in the future. Now, there's what's called the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, which is like a romantic novelization of this time period. But there are the records of the Three Kingdoms as well. They're very extensive, and it's through a combination of these things. So, like, in some cases, the dominance of mythology takes over, right? But this is sort of like, what if the Trojan War also had incredibly solid records written about it, and people just decided to believe one half or the other depending on what kind of guy they were, right? Instead of where you have the Iliad, which is nothing like reality, and then, like, you know, archaeology, which is so boring. A bad comparison because they take part of, you know, further in time. But the Rome one is more apt, where we have some really good records from Rome, but in the main, almost everything is lost. Such is not true of this era in China. But yeah, there's a lot of the day-to-day, what we would think of as day-to-day governance stuff that still persist. Incredibly deep written records from this period here. But I'm pretty sure that many of these banners are, like, the proper ones, especially for the major figures. Without saying, I'm pretty sure the Han banner has to be right. And people like Cao Cao's banner, it's got to be. He's a major figure. Cao Cao is like the boogeyman. To this day, I'm pretty sure in China they're like, eat your dinner or Cao Cao will come and get you. He is not he is not some minor guy. To this day, people he suffered from really bad headaches. To this day, people go to his grave and leave him little bottles of Tylenol, that kind of thing. Fun stuff. But yes, the cultural memory of this time period is still alive and well. But anyway, I'm going to take a short break, and then we'll be to this huge battle. But yes, Guan Yu from the Hades streams. Yeah, you know, he's a big legend. It's not just me who loves him. You will often see pictures of him on the wall of Chinese restaurants, as he is a very auspicious guy and sort of lauded for being an incredibly good and loyal and moral character in an era not famous for that. But anyway, I'll be right back. All right. And here we are. Now, this army is in March, which means, of course, their fatigue's going to be bad. But really what this is about is that we see, you know, the path to victory. Which is, we have so many archers that we're going to be able to put a punishing weight of fire in. These Rapid Tiger infantry, for all that they are very armored and very evasive, these guys are problems, right? But not for us. Oh, and we've got Night Battle. Oh, yeah, but then we wouldn't be able to get our reinforcements. Night Battle is like Lightning Strike, only it makes things better for you and worse for your opponent. But let's get to it. Now, we don't have any duelists, and they have one. However, you know, if you bring 2 armies and they only have 1 army, you're probably going to win, unless they're like Lu Bu or Guan. I mean, if you try to brawl with Liu Bei's army with this, I mean, you might need to be afraid. But these guys are not the brothers, right? There is not a tiger among these fools. Alright, so the problem here is that we don't have a way to chip away at the towers. However, we have Vanguard deployment on these archers, and because we've got very good range indeed, I think we could just sit here and melt them, and that's just what we're gonna do. Oh, he gives it to his whole retinue. Yeah. Because we don't need to take too much damage here, right? We can just hang out. He's got hamstring. You know. Yeah. And our reinforcements will come in over here. Can we move them? No. They'll come around the back this way. Yeah, we'll just, let's just get to it. If they want to charge, we can defend them easily enough, right? Because if not, we should be able to just light them up. We've got plenty of ammo. 41 ammos. We should be able to really, really punish them. And from this oblique, yeah, we're really going to be able to tear them up. All right, let's just fast forward a little bit. And while their archers are trying to fire back, you know, they're hardly going to be in a good shape to be able to make that happen. And we're just going to put the damage onto these guys. Now, they are inside of a ring of blocking guys. That's pretty annoying, but I feel like if we shoot at the crossbows, we'll hit them anyway. Because really, just getting rid of their range, that's more important. Because, yeah, we're actually getting shot up a fair amount there by these fools, but now they're gone. But this oblique here where... Because this... No, not there, not there. These towers cover up to right here. But... Because the circle, it doesn't make them immune to getting shot. They're just... These are warriors left, so they have huge armor values, but still worth doing, I think, here. And then when these guys show up, you know, we'll see what else we can do, because every bit of ammo that these guys use before we engage is just good. Let's fast forward it a little faster. Faster forward, as they call it. Because what we don't want is to engage in a fair fight where we have to deal with the insane efficiency of their infantry. So chipping them down very significantly here before we even get engaged, exactly what we're looking for. And, you know, we do have the whole other army of archers, so we don't have to worry over much about the fact that we're out of ammo now. Alright, but with that, you know, we do have to take stock of the situation, which is just that we've still got to get inside somehow. And we'll just put them, like, right in front, right? Just engage right on top of the tower. What could go wrong? I don't love that this is the choice we're making. I just don't see a way out of it. If we had fire arrows, you know, that would be better, but we don't. So we're going to have to live with where we are. They don't have spears here. They do have cav. But their big scary is over on the other side. So if we just move in here. Yes, yes, yes. Gorgeous. Perfection. Oh, they've got their juiced evasion. That's too bad. That's a good move. Oh my goodness. Oh, Liu Biao's getting killed. Get out of there. The last thing you need is for your big guy to go down. Anyway, let's try to get Liu Qi out of there as well. He's getting way too tuned up. Speaking of, their real big guy is here now. We're in some trouble, right? We're in it. I think we're gonna lose this game. I thought we were setting ourselves up for some good stuff here, but I do not think that is the case anymore. Yeah, man, oh man, look at them just beat me. What? I thought they were softened up enough. They were not. Man. So we just charge in and I guess like immediately run away. That's good. I love that. Look, I'm bad. I just thought with two armies we could make it work. It doesn't look like that's gonna happen though. It looks like we're gonna get very, very badly burned by our attempt here. But we might be able to pull it out. And if we win, right, we don't have to win clean. We just have to win at all. But I don't know if we will, because look at all of our cav just run away, right? That's not good. Liu Qi flips out because his dad dies. Anyway, definitely playing super bad. Doesn't mean we're gonna lose the whole thing. Does mean it's likely that we will. This is going so much worse than I thought it was gonna go. Jeez. They're just a lot better at fighting than we are, right? All their units are good, and all of mine are bad, and our cav incursion was stupid, and that didn't work at all. Great. I am so used to playing a faction where our generals win fights, and it is a tough thing to go to one where our generals don't win fights. Because I just thought we could, like, run in and win, and we cannot. I gotta play different somehow. I don't know how. Because we are, this is a failed series of strategies, right? This doesn't work at all. Jeez! Okay. Like, what? Yeah, they just beat down every single thing that we send in. And, we're gonna lose. We are definitely losing. Okay. In conclusion, I can't play this game. Terrible. You know, I really thought what we were doing at the start was gonna be fine. But it wasn't, and we lose. And that's what a character that's actually good looks like. Anyway, yeah. That's, guess that's that. We lose. Oh well. When we play again, we'll play a faction where the characters are strong enough to make up for me sucking. Yeah, what are you gonna do, right? Do we just roll right back at him again? Yeah, see, we can just delegate it and then we'll win and the campaign's not over. Congratulations me! I cracked the code. Hey, you know, we did our best. The campaign's not over because I'm willing to let the computer win for me. Yeah, I do. I'm so not good enough at this game to win that fight. I don't know what was going on there. I had an expectation for how the engagements would work, and then all our guys just ran away, and then they killed everybody. And that's not how I thought it was gonna go. I thought we would kill them and they would run away. But that didn't happen. But we're still going because autoresolve is kind. And we're gonna get a spy because I never use these. We're gonna spy on Dongzhuo. Do I not have anybody that'll... There's not anybody in my faction that's willing to become a spy? Say when you play heroes, you only use auto combat when the fight is hopeless. Yeah, you know, in this game, in Total War, you use auto combat so that you can keep on playing a campaign you want to play. I don't... This mod's really hard, okay? This mod is super hard, because it takes forever to level up. So, if this were a normal version of the game, there's this thing called, like, fire arrows that we would definitely have gotten, like, on our main character before that battle, or that somebody in here would have had, right? This guy would, you know, we could have gotten fire arrows, but this, for all the fights we've been in, this dude is still only halfway to level 1, which is crazy. It's so rough. I did not know the game was like that. But we're gonna lose to these guys soon anyway. Probably.
我的目标十分明确。开战。行事谨慎，可称机敏。正在行进。
But Yuan Shu's over here and beat down, and hopefully somebody else will deal with them. I think this is the only settlement he has. Lodge of Gentlemen. Having Cao Cao for a neighbor is terrible too. Just very bad. You don't want him to live next to you. You don't want him to have met you. What? Amazing! Alright, so Yuan Shu was wounded in battle, and now we're gonna spend $2,000 to literally murk him. Beautiful! Alright, so this feels very good because Yuan Shu is always assassinating people, and now he is no longer in charge of his faction. He's gone, baby. That's the thing about this game that isn't like in Total War Warhammer. In Total War Warhammer, you know, like, you have legendary characters and immortal ones. Here, anybody can get killed. If you wound them enough, you can execute them, or you can catch them and execute them in a battle. You can also get almost anybody into your faction. Unless they were a faction leader. But Yuan Shu's the worst, and now we have eliminated him. And...
你要怎样？
And we could, like, achieve peace with Sun Jian right now, but that's not, like, what we want. We want to... Because with Yuan Shu already dealt with... Yuan Shao lives up here. With Yuan Shu already dealt with, I mean mostly dealt with.
快点.
I guess she's upset because we killed the guy, but I mean, like, he sucked. You'd think she would be sending me flowers. But, you know, the auto-resolve, look, I'm not proud of it. However, I just don't know what to do. I don't know. They want liberation? No, we don't want you to, like, not be our vassal anymore. Just for food. Like, you still have to pay us. We're buddies, but, you know, obviously you need to work for us forever. And Liu Chong declares war on her, and we ignore the nonsense. We don't have one of the traits that lets us take sides in the debate between ambition and philosophy. Yeah, so none of these people are willing to spy. Which means they're all suspicious. Gan Ning is like a pirate. Oh, it gives him an ability to, like, basically one-shot a general. Let's recruit him, and then we'll take his stuff away. Because there we go, Twin Marshal Ji, and then we can give that to somebody that's good. This guy doesn't need that. Oh, it can only go on him. All right, well, he'll keep the bow then. Oh, yeah, because we took it off. But anyway, we'll be able to grab that before too long, and that'll help. And then we'll just send him down this way to try, you know, and eventually we'll, you know, we'll be able to get some of our units back. Very, very low replenishment, right? That's the thing about the early game. Replenishment is incredibly, incredibly tense. We're just gonna wait there for a bit. But with Liu Chong moving against Yuan Shu here, we're gonna hope that he pops them pretty soon, and then that'll sort of solidify our stuff over here. And Chen Wen is in the the Sun Jian Zhongxiang coalition, which is pretty annoying. And there you go. Dong Zhuo has been slain. You know, it's 192 and it's all coming down. And Li Jue takes over? What? What? We'll buff the construction time. And the mustery.
全军听令。目标只有一个，深谋远虑。
Yeah, I feel like I just thought this army was gonna get put back together quicker than it did. We're really in trouble. We're really in trouble. And that's the Dongzhuo
我们必须独立。
thing. Wants their independence. No, dude. No. I need you to work for me. You know, we could have gotten peace with them. But instead, my stupidity leads us to quite a bad game state, right? And Lady Feng gives way to her child here.
诸位猛士，随我征战！
But this is just perfect for us because, you know, they're here and we're going to be able to move in against them on this front. I guess we just lose when they get up here, though. Yeah, they, not understanding that, because this guy's useless. This guy's actually useless. In fact, every single level 1 strategist is actually useless, which is really heartbreaking, and I just didn't appreciate that that's the truth until now. They're all incredibly bad, and yeah. Anyway, we're losing this game. It's fine. I don't care. Look, the first try in a mod is often a failure. You know, this faction's just too weak for a guy that's as bad as I am. And that's really, I guess, what it comes down to. I need something overpowered so that I can win fights. And nobody in this faction is overpowered. Not a single guy we have access to is, like, better than normal. And everyone around has people that are good. And some children are born. Great, you know. Good.
I 绝不动摇，协力出击。 先行撤退，来日再战。摆好阵势，准备出击。
Yeah, because I happen to know for a fact that Chengpu can personally kill everybody that we have in the whole game. So yeah, I mean, I guess we just lose, but anyway, I gotta go to work. But you know, we'll keep on playing the campaign just to see if we can learn something beyond that I'm very bad. I shouldn't sound so salty. I was having a good time. I'm still having a good time with it, and I want to keep playing it. I cannot believe on normal/hard that I'm getting canned this bad in fights. Like, I've finished campaigns in this game on very hard, very hard. I mean, it took some doing, but I did it, and now I literally can't get out of, like, the 5th turn without being forced to auto-resolve a 2-stack fight against a guy, because I can't win a 2-stack fight against one guy, which is honestly very pathetic. But there you go. Look, I know I'm bad, but I only really feel it sometimes. Curious. But anyway, the game's Total War 3 Kingdoms. We'll be back at it before too long. Regardless of how this campaign goes, this mod pack's pretty interesting. It changes up a lot of stuff, and you know, we'll next time we'll pick a faction with some real heavy hitters in it, and then I'll be able to play. Because when your general can go up to the other general, just kill them, and then keep on going, the whole battle goes a lot different than what we saw earlier, where that didn't happen at all, and all our generals are bad, actually. Except Liu Qi, who still can't win a fight. He can't win a fight against anybody. He can just beat up on defenseless infantry, which is good. You need someone to do that, but I mean, fundamentally, right, where did we make a mistake here? Turn 1. Turn 1, I said, I'm going to drop Hong Chong to get a strategist, because I didn't know that it would take 6 years to level up a strategist to level 2. If we would have just given him a bunch of archers, we might have been able to do it. It's hard to say. Regardless, very, very pathetic showing. Just, I honestly feel like that's how somebody should play if they've never played the game before. Or any game ever. And I played that badly. Oh well. It was still a good time. I like this game. I just, like I've said 20 times, I'm used to playing with people that are strong. So you give me normal dudes and I put up a very human showing. But that's all I've got for you right now. It's off to work. Capitalism, ho! As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to show up to work on time. To me, showing up to work on time would be better than being President of the United States. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Later, LA. Later, Neo. Fun times. Man, I played so bad. Maybe I should put it on easy. Like 3,000 hours in Total War. And I'm getting beat on normal. Oh well. See you guys later.